Hello and welcome back. So much to tell that has happened since I last uploaded that emotional video. So much has happened. Where do I begin? Okay, I'm going to be referring to my notes because it's been that much. So the perfect place to start is with a thank you. Thank you so much to my viewers for the outpouring of love and support that came from the comments and messages and so on from that video about that moment that I was having. Like, I had no idea that was gonna happen. Obviously, the intent of it was not for, like I mentioned in the description, it was not cry for help. It was pretty much to show that in the face of adversity and just when things look really grim, there is still something to make you see the good side of things, or there is silver lining, or there is a bit of hope. And what I was expressing in that video was the simple fact that I had seen a lot of potential and hope at that moment, and it made me go into this super reflective mode, and hence the gratitude and all of that. And I just wanted to express that. It wasn't expressing that I was down or broke or anything like that. It was really to show gratitude for the things that were to come, even though I was in that position and that situation. Yeah, and then I had no idea that my audience of a month and 2 weeks now had been so invested in my story and who I was. And yeah, that's mind-boggling. I can't believe that I've developed such a subscriber base to begin with, and then I'm just thinking it's a bunch of subscribers who might or might not want to see the videos that I put up, you know, every so often or whatever. But what I've realized is that there are a considerable amount of you there that are well invested and are looking forward to the things that I upload. I mean, the anticipation is real, and I was taking that for granted. I really didn't think, you know what, I'm rambling. So for all of you who have been extra supportive emotionally, a bunch of you have been supportive financially. Like, every little bit counted. Y'all made me cave. I didn't go on there with the intent of announcing a Patreon. I didn't go on there with the the hope of showing a PayPal account. Nothing of the sort. But within the first hour of me uploading that video, the amount of requests that I had to just get it up and running. We don't care if you think you need the support or not. We want to support you. Incredible. So thank you for that so much. I feel incredibly blessed to have this amount of support, especially for the stuff that I do that I'm thinking it may not be as worthy as I think it is, but obviously you all have some, like, it brings you some value. That is incredible to know, and I can't wait to bring you even more value, even more visuals, and take you for a whole roller coaster of experiences here and wherever else in the world it takes me. So thank you. Now for the exciting announcements that I have, which pretty much came up as a result of a combination of that video and the Panama aerials. As a result of those two videos, I guess they landed on the right screens. I guess they landed in the right minds. I guess it got to the right eyes, the right ears, and wonderful things have come of it. So, I mean, if I had uploaded these things and no one actually looked at them, shared them, liked, subscribed, none of what I'm going to tell you now was going to be a thing. It would just be videos up there of me putting up nice, pretty aerials and photography and video, and me pouring my heart out into the stratosphere. However, you all made it possible for it to get to the places that it needed to be. So as a result, these are the things that are going to happen over the next 12 to 18 months. And it's just the beginning. It just scratches the surface of the potential of what not only this channel, but where I'm gonna go and what I'm gonna do to be able to bring you a great adventure. So let's go. So for the next 12 to 18 months, I am committing to one video upload per week of a different adventure wherever I am in the world. And I will explain what that means later on. But pretty much I am getting to commit to something like that, which has been a lifelong dream for me, to be able to just share my experiences and the adventures that I go on. In addition, in between there would be the odd live, there would be the odd frequently asked questions, question and answer segments, and so on. But I'm finally able to see my dream through by doing what I love and sharing it with you. One of the big announcements is the fact that I am officially announcing my Patreon account. For those of you who don't know what Patreon is a platform that allows artists to do what they love to do, what they're passionate about, and build a fan base that supports them in what they do. So it could be musicians, it can be cinematographers like myself, it could be artists as in painting, it could be anything. Once you have a fan base that wants to see you continue to produce those things for the world to see, Patreon is a platform that allows you to do a monthly subscription, however big or small, to be able to support that artist. So there are different ways of doing it, but I have chosen to do a free and very open version of that. There are tier systems where you can define, okay, you can dedicate $5, $10, $15, or whatever the case may be. I'm leaving it completely open. So since that video, that emotional video, I have had people donate $2 a month, or commit to donating $2 a month, all the way up to $25 a month. It ranges between there. The fun thing about it is that, again, I'm not holding anyone to any particular figure. However small or however big you think you would like to contribute, it's a monthly thing that I can now look to be able to support that venture and continue to bring these things to you. And pretty much I do what I love, and you get to enjoy the results of that. So it's officially announced, and I will link it in the description below. And welcome to my Patreon. In addition, I am going to be doing special uploads for just those patrons that have been that supportive to, or want to support me that way. I am doing extra content in there, which I will touch on even more later on in this video. But that's very exciting for me. It's very exciting for you. It allows me to consistently do good stuff for you to see. Now, I'm going to try to be as transparent as possible with this whole Patreon setup thing, and let you know what those contributions would facilitate. It will facilitate things like meals for when I'm going on these trips and taking all this footage. It will facilitate things like backup hard drives, because all of this footage has to go on hard drives and you want to not have one copy of that. So like a hard drive and a backup, so that I can facilitate doing all of this footage and doing all of these edits for you to see. It will facilitate things like transportation to get to these places, etc. So pretty much that is what this goes toward. In essence, in the future, I have a plan to do something where I mention specific donations for a particular cause, because there's a charity thing that I want to do as part of all of this. Basically, I want to highlight different charities in different districts of Panama that I go to, or again, wherever in the world I may be. So I don't want to just go to these places and benefit from them. I want to somehow be able to give back. So all of that can be done through Patreon. So go to that link, make a pledge, and I will see you in there with the extra content and so on. Speaking of the extra content, I realized since I got here that I had been speaking to a range of different people that have quite interesting stories, and this range goes from very, very young to very, very old. I think they aren't limited to Panamanians either. And I realized, like, even when talking to them sometimes for like an hour, I'm realizing, man, I should have been recording this and getting the story out to people. So the Patreons or the patrons that will be supporting will get access to hour-long video podcasts of conversations that I have with these people and them telling their story and how their story compares to mine, if it does at all. It's going to be some pretty insightful stuff, and yeah, that's the extra value that I will be giving to the patrons that do sign up for the Patreon. So you can look forward to that. It's going to be, I'm going to try to do that once a week in the middle of the week as well. So yeah, it's going to be like an hour long, as raw as it comes, the conversation, no editing, no filters. It's just going to be as real as possible, and you're going to find these people very interesting. The next big announcement that I have is the fact that this channel has acquired its first sponsor. You get to meet this person and find out what she does on Saturday when I upload. So be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you know exactly when that video goes up. It came just in time too, like in the nick of time. It was shortly, and I mean shortly as in literally hours after I put up that emotional video. She messaged, hey, you know, I just thought about this. We can be a sponsor for you every month. Let me know. We don't know how this works, but let me know if that works for you. Mind you, at this point she hadn't seen the video. She didn't know about it. Nothing. She just it just happened. It just aligned. It was it was completely coincidental. I'm accustomed looking at, you know, big YouTubers who have sponsors and so on that they mention in their videos, Nomadic Movement being one of them, and thinking, hey, that would be cool, you know, to have a sponsor for your channel kind of thing. Here we go. The other announcement that I want to make is that, you know what, it's a little premature. Here's a little teaser, and that's all you get for now. Coming soon. I've also linked my PayPal account for those of you who would like to do something like a one-time contribution and don't want to commit to a monthly figure on Patreon. So that option is also there if you would like to support the venture but don't want to commit to a monthly thing. You want to do a one-time contribution to all of this thing that's starting here. You have that option as well. So that's going to be right below the Patreon link as well. And that's it for announcements, actually. Again, thank you to this subscriber base that I already have. I'm more than grateful. I'm more than thankful. I feel very blessed. I've felt your care through the comments. Yeah, I'm absolutely humbled by all of this. It's good to know that you're there and looking on. And by all means, keep contributing your good energy and vibes. Keep commenting. Keep asking your questions. I'll try to get to as many of those comments as I possibly can while I'm doing all of this stuff for you. So again, thank you everybody. I will go on the Trinidadian saying, more zessin, less stressing. And I will see you on Saturday for the next upload. Thank you everybody.